Hi there, I'm Jason Katzenbach.
And I'm Cherie Yvette. Welcome back to the third video in our free training series teaching you how to gain mastery over Amazon sponsored ads.
If you've not already watched the first two videos in this series, please stop this video and click the link above to watch those first. If you have already watched both video 1 and 2, then please keep watching.
So far in this series, we talked about the increasing competition on Amazon and how that affects ad costs and how to rank your ad at the top.
We also talked about how to stay ahead of the constant algorithm changes and how to structure your campaign for easier management.
In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to manage your advertising costs to dominate your category so that no one will want to compete with your brand. I'm also going to teach you how to quickly optimize your campaigns based on a metric that I've found to be the key metric to increasing profitability.
You are going to want to pay close attention and take notes, as most people aren't doing this correctly, and this could very well be the strategy that you've been looking for to scale to the next level.
This is a map of Tombstone in 1881, where the legendary OK Corral showdown took place between Wyatt Earp and the Cowboys. There's two ways to win a showdown on Amazon. The first is to be the most feared man in town, and when you establish a reputation, bad men avoid a confrontation with you in the first place. The second is to be deadly enough that when you do engage in conflict, you're the last one standing when the smoke clears. When it comes to winning the showdown on Amazon against your fiercest competitors, you want to take the long view, leveraging paid ads to lead the market. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to gain a competitive advantage by lowering your advertising costs and increasing your profitability. This is a screenshot from one of my client accounts in May of this year. Now, this client had several products that we've been scaling successfully with advertising, and we went from about $450K to $850K total sales in a 6-month period. But in April and May, our profits started to decline. Now, these are the same numbers in June and the same exact campaign stats. I was able to reduce my ad spend by $42,000 a month and lower our average CPC by $1 and hit my target ACoS goals. The big win that I was able to do was maintain sales velocity and keep the bestseller badge, lowering our advertising costs. We sold a little over $800K in the last 30 days. In the showdown, we want to be aggressive and capture market share, but we're also going to be strategic. We aren't going to invest in keywords that aren't profitable for our business, regardless of what our competition is doing. Wyatt Earp was without question the baddest man on the frontier. He was known among fellow lawmen as a man that had no quit in him. He was absolutely fearless. When you got in a confrontation with Wyatt Earp, you knew he was going to finish it. We're going to take the same approach with our bidding strategy. We're going to start with the end in mind. Okay, so you want to force your competition to differentiate against your product rather than compete with you head on. When you visibly raise the barrier to entry in your market with aggressive advertising, your product and category look less interesting to an aspiring entrepreneur. When someone is doing product research on Amazon and looking for an opportunity, your market dominance will intimidate them, forcing them to differentiate their product to avoid competing with you directly. When you establish leadership in your category through advertising, you'll drive significant growth in your business. You'll be consuming market share and sales at a much faster pace than your closest competitors. This will, in effect, make you a category killer. There's only 3 numbers that you need to optimize in your Amazon advertising campaigns for profitability. You need to understand what your break-even CPA is, your click-to-sale ratio, and more importantly, we want to understand what your max CPC is. Okay, so here's the first number that you're going to tackle. Let's start with our break-even CPA. The break-even CPA is the price of your product on Amazon minus your cost of goods sold. What's left over is going to be the amount that you can pay to acquire a new customer. So this is going to be the money that you can invest in advertising to power your business growth. So for an example, if your Amazon sale price was $24.99 and your cost of goods sold was $12.99, your max CPA would be $12. Okay, so now the second thing we're going to tackle is our click to sale ratio. This is a number of clicks that it takes you with paid advertising to convert a sale. It's a basic formula. We're going to divide our advertising clicks by our advertising orders, and then you're going to know what that number is. So in the example, if you paid for 120 clicks and you converted 20 to orders, your click to sale ratio would be 6. In effect, it takes you 6 clicks on that keyword to convert a sale. Okay, third number is our max CPC. This is the golden metric. This is the metric that slays ACoS and reduces it rapidly and makes all the numbers in your campaigns balance out. You need to calculate the maximum that you can pay per click. Now, this is done by dividing our max CPA by your click to sale ratio. So as long as you never let your click price exceed your max CPC, you're always going to break even on your advertising. So for example, with a $12 max CPA in the previous slide and a click to sale ratio of 6, your max CPC will be $2. So the way you want to leverage this formula is you want to cap your bids to lower your ACoS and reduce your wasted ad spend. The key to make that happen is when you see a keyword costing more than your target ACoS in your campaign performance reports, simply lower the bid on that keyword and cap it. The result of this, when you manage to your max CPC, what's going to happen over time is your campaigns your ACoS is going to go down. So the one thing to keep in mind is while max CPC is fantastic for reducing spend on keywords that aren't profitable, we don't want to set a max CPC on every keyword in our campaign. We only want to use it as a lever to lower ACoS on the keywords that are causing us trouble. So I use a tiered bidding strategy in my campaign. So my first keywords are what we have reviewed here in video 1 and 2, right? I bid for rank. So my first bidding tier is a bid for rank strategy. I set my bids high and I let my CPC come out, right? So I put small bets on the keywords that I think are going to perform for me based on data. And then I go ahead and uncap those bids, fight for rank, win market share, and then I let those bids stay completely uncapped, right? I'm not putting anything on the keyword. I'm not trimming it down in any way. So my uncapped bids drive velocity and drive sales on my most important keywords and all of the keywords that drive scale in my advertising campaigns. And then my second bidding tier is a break even, which I just reviewed with you. At this point, if I have a keyword that's bleeding ACoS or I have a keyword that doesn't look good in the reports, I go ahead and cap that bid to my max CPC to ensure that it doesn't waste any of my advertising dollars. And then the third tier, which is so important in your bidding strategy, is just to pause your keywords. When you have keywords coming through that aren't converting to sales, I usually give a keyword about 10 clicks to convert to a sale in my average account. And I may push it to 15 if I need to, but most of the time I can see at 10 clicks if that keyword is going to work in my campaigns to produce velocity. So keywords that don't convert to sales, I absolutely pause. And I usually do that a couple times a week, just kind of go through my campaigns and prune out the keywords that are driving up click prices, but not converting to any sales. So the key with lowering your cost is that it's a huge competitive advantage in your business. By focusing your budget on the keywords that drive sales and profits with a bid for rank strategy, and then capping your keywords that are not profitable, your advertising investment will deliver sustainable business growth. Okay, so this is our final video in this 3-part series on sponsored products. I've enjoyed sharing my strategies on ad rank and campaign structure and CPC bidding with you. And the good news is that Amazon advertising is still in its early years, and most sellers are not leveraging the platform to its full potential. I've partnered with Amazing.com to teach a 12-week live sponsored products bootcamp, so look for emails from Jason this coming week to learn more about it. So my final takeaway, since you probably know about sponsored product ads, and if you've stayed to the end of this series, it's most likely there's a good chance that you already have active advertising campaigns. So if you've already invested money in advertising, you're going to see the biggest performance improvements if you do the steps in this video series in reverse. 3, 2, 1. So start out by lowering your bids on keywords that aren't profitable. And pause all the keywords in your campaigns that haven't converted to sales that have 10 or more clicks. Next, segment your best performing keywords from your search term report into single keyword ad groups set to broad and phrase match. Then bid for rank on those ad groups, shooting for the #1 position in desktop and mobile.
Wow, Cherie, that was awesome. I'm sure that you've made a lot of gurus very angry with this.
Thanks, Jason. I have no doubt that they'll only be mad until they try it for themselves and see the results. This information is absolutely incredible, which is why I want to remind everyone to make sure you download the training guide included under the video that outlines exactly how to determine your max CPC at the keyword level.
We've covered a lot in this training series, but there's a lot more you need to know in order to run successful and, most importantly, profitable Amazon advertising campaigns for your business. And as you've had the chance to see, Cherie is the person to learn from.
In a few days, we'll be releasing video 4, and in this special video, we'll tell you more about the brand new Amazing Showdown, where you'll have the opportunity to learn directly from me how to gain complete mastery over Amazon sponsored products. You'll get an insider's view on the exact same strategies I use to achieve 3x business growth for my clients.
Make sure to download your guide and remember to keep an eye out for an important email about the next video. Have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.